Captain Morgan 75, the super chat, thank you very much. Dak has champagne taste and beer talent. Don't we need to go after a franchise quarterback now while we have the offense? Why not go after Cam? I love the analogy. That's clever. I'm going to steal it. It doesn't apply, though. I don't believe. Dak's a top 10 quarterback. The numbers bear that out. You're going after a Cam Newton who, A, isn't available. He signed with the Patriots. B, Newton's been hurt for 2 years. If you want to evaluate the last 2 years of quarterback play, Dak's better. Newton's in his 30s. He's not a franchise quarterback anymore. He can be a starter for you, no doubt. I don't think he's a franchise guy anymore. So I will agree to disagree, my friend, Captain Morgan 75, but thank you for that super chat. From Schuyler Cyrus, is the hype about McCarthy's must-win attitude a reach? I don't really think so. You went with the veteran coach because you want to win now, right? That was the whole purpose of, you didn't go hire some young hotshot guy from college to learn on the job. You wanted to go with experience. So I don't really think that the hype around that is much of a reach. I think it's fairly accurate. From Allen, should we draft South Carolina cornerback, the defensive version, Israel Mukuamu? I wouldn't hate it. I'm not convinced he's a round one guy. I think he might be an early round two. But look, South Carolina's got two great cornerbacks, Israel and J.C. Horn. I like Israel a little bit more. I wouldn't mind that pick, especially if you're drafting late one or if you get him in round two. Luis Hernandez, how about Sam Ehlinger as a potential backup quarterback? I think Sam Ehlinger is going to have a Colt McCoy, as I picked the white quarterback from Texas, but I'm right, a Colt McCoy type career as a backup. He's not a starter. He's not good enough, but he's a good leader. He has the intangibles. He can make some plays with his feet, and that's what I look for in the modern-day backup quarterback. So I'd be on board. I just don't think he's going to be a starter or a Dak replacement. From Gallup Beast, who would make a better impact this season, Noah Brown or Devin Smith? Brown was a Garrett guy. Now, I was a brief member of 85 High, but that didn't last very long. I think in terms of if there's an injury, I think it's Devin Smith. So I think I'd go Devin, but honestly, I'm not really convinced that any of those guys are going to make a big-time impact for you this upcoming season. Again, my projection here in terms of the depth chart is, Devin Smith makes the roster. Noah Brown doesn't. Could be a practice squad guy. Brown's been banged up a lot. That's a big-time concern for me, so we'll just have to wait and see. Now, if you're going to go to a game this year, which we might not be able to, we'll see what happens in a month or so, you will have to wear a mask. So why not rock the Dallas Cowboys in the process? Whole bunch of new options just released, from individuals to multi-packs at chatsports.com/CowboysMask. They've also got the neck version, which I like. It feels more comfortable to me. I'm not really sure why, but I prefer that one. They've got 4 packs too. A ton of different styles and fonts and color schemes. Ton of variety. Go to chatsports.com/CowboysMask. Check them out. Buy, shop, and you won't regret it. Dylan Fernando, what are the chances we draft a quarterback in 2021? Does it have to be a round one quarterback? Which I think is what you're really asking here. Do they draft a Dak replacement? Could they spend a 7th round pick on somebody? Yeah, they just did it this year. That's very possible because 7th round picks don't often hit. They're just flyers. A round one guy, I'm not as confident. I kind of suspect the Cowboys are going to kick the can down the road again next year, and maybe 2022 makes more sense, but we'll wait and see. I am saying, though, that there is a chance. From Derek Harris, if they make it to the Super Bowl, who will get more credit, Dak or McCarthy? Great question. It depends on who you ask, right? If you ask the Dak haters, they'll find a way to not give him credit no matter what. But I think both, of course, will get credit. I think the quarterback will always get credit. The head coach will get a lot, too, because that was the direct, obvious change. Garrett out, McCarthy in. Honestly, I don't care who gets more. I just want to make it to the Super Bowl. I know that's a lot to ask for in the past 25-ish years, but can I just get to one? All I would like to see. Now, we are doing one of our live Q&As right now. The way to get your questions on the show is, well, you got to be subscribed so you don't miss it. We are live on Thursdays, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We got almost 600 people watching live right now. So if you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe today. No one will keep you more updated and more engaged on the Dallas Cowboys than we will here at Chat Sports. From a longtime subscriber, Destroyer Dog, do you think the Cowboys should have traded up in 2020 to get a great safety? No. You made the right call with going in CD Lamb in terms of like round one. You guys know that I want a safety, and I very, very much would love to get one. But I love the Cowboys draft class. I am not complaining with what the Cowboys did. So 2019, should have taken Juan Thornhill. This past year, no complaints. From Whatever's Clever, if Dalton steps in due to injury and turns out he starts balling as a starter, do the Cowboys stay with Dalton or Dak? First off, don't get your hopes up. In this hypothetical scenario that I will entertain for today only, if Andy Dalton balls out and he wins every single game, probably, although, isn't this just Carson Wentz, Nick Foles all over again? Isn't that kind of what it is? I think the answer is yes, but also, again, it's not going to happen. All right, from my burner account, who was your first favorite Cowboy? I was a huge Deion fan. Now, I still have an Aikman jersey somewhere at my house, but Deion is the one that, like, at least in my memory, maybe my parents would tell me something else, Deion Sanders was my original favorite Cowboy, still is today my all-time favorite Cowboys player. Now, speaking of players, I want you guys to name a random one. First one that pops into your head, bonus points if it's truly somebody random. So get your comments in here. Random Cowboys player. Emil says Taco. That one hurts. That one's very, very painful. So I see Dwayne Thomas in there. So get your comments in here. Random Cowboys players. A super chat from Kilgore says, loving the show, big dog. Kilgore, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Juan Ramos, if Justin Fields and Trey Lance is on the board in the 2021 draft, who would you get? First off, no idea how they're there. I don't think I want to know how they're there because something bad happened to them or the Cowboys were terrible. I go Justin Fields. I think he is a better player than Trey Lance. Also, I don't think the FCS is playing football this year. All right, Zach Taylor. Will we run on first down every time this season? God, I hope not. Now, they were a little bit better this past year in terms of not doing it. But when the game was big, when they were on the road, they fell back on it. So my hope is that that's not the case. Clyde Woodson, hey, Tom, do players that sit out this season have a chance of someone taking their spot in a long-term way? Or I assume, so undrafted players or third-string players. It does have that risk. So the Cowboys only have 3 opt-outs, Guidry, Kennedy, and Olawale. What helps some is that their contracts fully roll over. So Olawale still has 2 years of some guaranteed money left, which helps him stick around potentially. But we'll stick with the Cowboys example, right? If Shewo Olanalua impresses as a fullback, he's the guy. They're not going to bring back Olawale. They'll just cut him. So for the Cowboys, and for the NFL in general, if you were already kind of maybe on the bubble and you opt out, I don't think it helps you. It's not fair, but it does not help you long term. Now, the players are opting out because of COVID concerns, and I get that. Hey, you know what would help everybody out there? Just wear a mask. It's not that hard. It's like when you go to a restaurant and they say you have to wear a shirt. It's the exact same thing. Stop being a baby and just wear one. Chatsports.com/Cowboys mask. If you're worried about the fashion, you can rock a cool Cowboys one. Tons are available. Chatsports.com/Cowboys mask. I love the patriotic themed one too. The red, white, and blue, it just works for America's team. From Nelson, do you think the Cowboys will sign Clay Matthews? I'm a little surprised that no one has signed Clay Matthews. I actually did think he made some sense as an edge rusher, kind of linebacker rotation guy. We'll see. I think that the Aldon Smith move, the Cowboys have some confidence in, and that they're just going to end up rolling with him. But I think there's a chance. But at this point in early August, I am nowhere near as confident as I relatively once was, still only like 25%, but I'm not as confident as even I was back then. From Jacob Hillin, now that the Devil's Lettuce is now legal in the new CBA, I think David Irving will come back. Here's the truth about David Irving that some of you guys don't want to admit. It was never a Devil's Lettuce problem with Irving, guys. It was an effort problem. He didn't care. He thought he was so good, by his own admission, he never had to be in shape. So could a team take a flyer on him? Sure. But guess what? You know what David Irving has proved repeatedly? When the going gets tough, he just folds. So I don't want to deal with it anymore. So for the Cowboys, I'm not interested. And they are not interested either right now. From YouTube J, you think Pollard will have a good season? I would like to see him be a little bit more impactful and get more chances. Depends on how we define good, right? I think in terms of my expectations for him as a number 2 back to be involved in the passing game, yeah, I think we'll have a pretty good season. From JB King, if you get to pick which one gets a breakout year, who would it be? Woods or Chidobe Awuzie? I'm going to go with the more impactful position. I'm going to go with Awuzie because I can get by with good, not great, which I think Woods already is. If I don't have a number 1 corner, I'm going to be a little bit concerned. So I would prefer to have it be Chidobe Awuzie. Speaking of corners, from Alan Garcia wants to know who the best corner is in the upcoming draft. So 3 names for you. Alabama's Patrick Surtain, Ohio State's Shaun Wade, and then someone who has already opted out and declared, Caleb Farley, the cornerback out of Virginia Tech. Farley in particular, he really fits what this Cowboys front office seems to like right now in cornerbacks. From Kilgore, this might be dumb. I think Shewa Olanalua should play fullback this year in place of Olawale. Not dumb, Kilgore. You're right. I completely agree. When the Cowboys signed Olanalua, it was not as a running back. They brought him on to be a fullback. Now, can he still be involved in the run game? Yes, he was at TCU. But at his size, he fits what I'm looking for out of a fullback. A special teams guy, that's where you're going to miss Olawale the most, and someone who can be involved in the passing game, can run a little bit, and hopefully will be a better blocker than what he was, at least at TCU, because he didn't do much of it. But Kilgore, it's not dumb. You're right. I think he should play fullback for the Cowboys this year. Bo Nord, what kind of CB1 could we get for the 1 and 3 if you're willing to give up for Jamal Adams? I don't think he's available, but that would do it if he were to become Patrick Peterson. I also don't think maybe you should give up a 1 and a 3, but cornerbacks are still more valued than safeties. And again, the common theme with trades is that most NFL teams don't trade away arguably the best player at their position. So I know many of you want Stephon Gilmore. I see it already in the comments. Don't get your hopes up. Adolfo says, this is my first stream. I joined, and I'm just letting you know that I enjoy it while playing Minecraft. Also, did you dislike Orlando Scandrick as much as everyone else? First off, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it, Adolfo. If you are also subscribed to everyone watching, I want you guys to type Y for yes. As your votes come in, I actually didn't mind Orlando Scandrick. At the end, yeah, because he wasn't good anymore. But back when he was healthy and in his prime, he was a good player. The nickel corner blitz with Orlando Scandrick always worked. That always worked out. So get your votes in. Y for yes if you're subbed or not. Well, do it right now and then type in Y for yes. Don't type it in because what are you doing? Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.